Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now in this video I'd like to talk about one of my favourite Blu-ray box sets in my collection, and that is the Universal Monsters, the Essential Collection. Now I could sit here all afternoon uttering superlatives and even into the next day uttering superlatives about just how much I absolutely love the Universal Monster movies. These were the movies that got me into horror, guys. These are the movies. I've got a vivid memory of watching Boris Karloff as Frankenstein's monster way back in the late 60s. You know, his very first movie is Frankenstein 1931. And right from that moment, I became a horror fan. Karloff was, as far as I'm concerned, Boris Karloff was the greatest Frankenstein monster ever. Now, although he only made three movies as the Frankenstein monster, and that, you know, boy did he pack a powerful punch, you know, in those movies. I just wish he'd have gone on to make more. Yeah, fantastic, you know. So that was the movie that got me into horror, Frankenstein 1931. And then, of course, when I saw the other Universal monsters, Dracula, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man, I become even more hooked on horror and that, you know. So these were the foundation, guys, the Universal monsters, you know, for me love of horror. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm just going to talk about this truly awesome Blu-ray box set. I've had this a couple of years ago, and it's got all the first Universal monster movies of each monster, you know, Frankenstein and the sequel, Bride of Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Lon Chaney Jr., the Mummy, Boris Karloff, the Invisible Man with Claude Rains, Dracula, Bela Lugosi. Fantastic box set, guys, and just look at all those special features there. And all those lobby cards and that, you know, and you get a fantastic booklet with it as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to unbox it. I'm just going to show you inside of this one of my most prized possessions, guys. Universal Monsters collection. So you've got your lobby cards here, guys. Frankenstein, 1931. The Wolfman, starring the great Lon Chaney Jr., 1941. There's the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Dracula, Bela Lugosi. Phantom of the Opera. Bride of Frankenstein, the all-time favourite horror sequel. Absolutely awesome movie, it really is. And God, I don't know how many times I've watched this over the years, guys. I absolutely love the Bride of Frankenstein. The Invisible Man with Claude Rains, guys. Boris Karloff as the Mummy. And that's just basically just an outline of the movies, yeah. So that's the lobby cards, guys. I'll just show you the discs now. I absolutely love this box set. I absolutely love Universal movies, and that I don't think they can be beaten in terms of movie monsters, you know. I mean, a lot of the remakes, what they've done, have been absolute rubbish, you know. But these are the ones, guys. These are the classics. These are the best. So anyway, just open this up and just show you. So you've got your discs here. Great photo there of Karloff as the Mummy, and an equally great photo of Karloff as the Frankenstein monster. So just open this up, guys. There's Lugosi there on the left as Count Dracula, and Claude Rains there on the right as the Invisible Man, guys. Oh, just look at this, guys. Look at these discs here. This is really on the money with this set, guys. There they are. There they all are, guys. There's all the monsters, the discs and that. Bride of Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Invisible Man. Never part with this set, guys. You know, it's one of the best box set, if not the best box set of monsters I've got in my collection. Now you get a fantastic booklet with this. I'll just open this up just to show you. Love the cover art as well, guys. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, another fantastic movie, which I think was more of, I know a lot of Universal fans agree with me on this, was more of a Wolfman movie than a Frankenstein movie. Oh, really fantastic, you know. One of the greatest sequels ever made, and there's Bela Lugosi as Dracula. I love the way they put the information on, you know, about each movie and that, you know. Been on Bela Lugosi there, guys. Oh, Boris Karloff as the Frankenstein monster. Nobody can play the Frankenstein monster like Boris Karloff. Absolutely nobody. I think the nearest anybody ever got to, you know, recapturing that brilliance of a Frankenstein's creation was Christopher Lee, who played the Frankenstein monster in Hammer's 1957, The Curse of Frankenstein. But as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to playing the Frankenstein monster, this guy, God rest his soul, stands head and shoulders above everybody else who's ever played the Frankenstein monster. Yeah, fantastic Boris Karloff. You know, one of the best actors ever. There's all the publicity photos, guys, for the Universal Frankenstein monster. There's James Whale, directed the Karloff Frankenstein movies, guys, and Boris Karloff, article on Boris Karloff. The Mummy. Yeah, I love the spooklet, guys. I mean, I say I wouldn't part with it. There's Jack Pierce there. He done a lot of the makeup effects, you know, for the Universal monsters, you know, Frankenstein's monster, the Wolfman, Lon Chaney Jr. Yeah. The Invisible Man, Claude Rains. Oh, The Bride of Frankenstein, Elsa Lanchester. That is just an iconic ending, guys. And The Bride of Frankenstein, where, you know, Colin Clive, who plays for Henry Frankenstein, assisted by the evil Dr. Pretorius, played by Ernest Thesiger, creates a mate for the monster. But when you know, she's unwrapped and that, you know, and she's all presented ready for the monster and that, oh, the way she rejects him and that, you know, utterly one of the most iconic scenes in a Universal horror history. You know, she just, and of course when she rejects Karloff's monster, he sort of like gets really upset and nasty and that, and of course We Belong Dead, you know, the old leave it in the mad scientist lab. But I won't go on too much about that, just in case you haven't seen it and that, you know. But yeah, fantastic sequel, The Bride of Frankenstein. Elsa Lanchester was really on the money in this. She really, what, there she is. Utterly fine, utterly fantastic actor. Lived to a very good age as well. Oh, one of the greatest Universal movie monsters ever, and that is the Wolfman, starring the late great Lon Chaney Jr. Nobody, I mean, I've said this before, I've got to say it again, nobody can play the Wolfman like Lon Chaney Jr. There was just everything about him. I mean, you know, is the expressions on his face and that, you know, the tortured expression when the full moon rose and that, you know, and you know, the way he said in the first movie, like, you know, he's tried to say to his dad like he'd been cursed and that, you know, and you know, the brave way when you know, the origin of his curse, when he first becomes afflicted by the lycanthrope, when he protects the girl in the forest, you know, with the silver cane, beats the werewolves to death, who was, of course, was the gypsy Maliba's son Baylor, who changed once he bit Talbot became a Wolfman, that, you know. But yeah, so many classic scenes in the Lon Chaney Jr. Wolfman franchise, you know. The one sticks in my mind as well, where in the you know, the Frankenstein meets the Wolfman I referred to earlier, said it was more of a Talbot movie. The part where he's invited to the Festival of New Wine and that by the you know, the mayor and that, Lionel Letwell, and you get this guy singing this song and that, follow la follow-dee, and then he comes up to Talbot's table and he's sitting there with Frankenstein's I think it's Frankenstein's granddaughter, yeah, but anyway, yeah, played by Ilona Massey. And of course, when this guy comes up all joyful and that, singing about eternal life and all that, and Talbot gives him a absolute look to kill, because he's sort of like he's all stressed up and he's upset being the Wolfman and that, you know, and he wants to die. And when this guy comes up, you know, dressed in his shorts and his hat and that, you know, with the feather in, singing joyfully follow love, and when he goes up to Larry's table and he says like, and may he live eternally, and the look that Lon Chaney Jr. darts at this, it's just one of the most emotional, breathtaking movies in horror history. It really is. And he jumps up, he loses his rag. I don't want to live eternally, get away from me, and all. But I don't want to go on too much about it in case you haven't seen it now. But that's one of the greatest Wolfman scenes ever. And if you look at that, if you get that scene up on YouTube and you see other people's comments, you will see that other people share my opinion of that scene and that, you know. Oh yeah, it's a truly memorable scene. I mean, he really hated being the Wolfman. He really, really hated it. And I think that's what made him special. The fact that he absolutely loathed being this, you know, every time the full moon rose, and he had this horrible, horrible, hideous curse where he became this bestial man beast, basically just had no compunction whatsoever about killing the nearest person he could lay his claws on, and that, you know, always a real monster, and that, you know. And you've got the dual side of it, like Larry, you know. I mean, he didn't want to be the Wolfman. He searched, you know, if you've got, you know, you're familiar with the Universal monsters, you will know how much that guy searched everywhere for cure to his affliction, and that he finally got it in the House of Dracula, you know. But I don't want to go on too much about that. You know, I'd like you to, if you haven't seen it, but he did have a happy ending, apart from, of course, the Abbott and Costello movie, which I tend to regard as, I've said this before, I tend to regard as just a one-off standalone movie, like sort of like a little nod to the Universal monsters, just throwing them all together for one last fling, and that, you know. But yeah, but getting back to Lon Chaney Jr.'s performance as Larry Talbot, right up there. He's right up there with Christopher Lee as Dracula. He's right up there with Boris Karloff as Frankenstein. He's right up there with Linda Blair, who played the girl in The Exorcist. He's right up there with Claude Rains. He's right up there with Claude Rains, the Invisible Man. You know, and if you wanted to go outside horror, he's right up there with, like, Clint Eastwood played the Man with No Name and Dirty Harry. Anthony Perkins is another example. He made the role of Norman Bates' own. And Lon Chaney Jr., he certainly made the Wolfman, you know, his own, and that, you know. I've watched this movie so many times, and he's always entertaining and fun to watch, and that, you know. And you're always hoping, even though you're enjoying the horror of the movies, you're always hoping he gets his cure eventually, and that, because he's a very tragic figure, you know. He wants to die, and that, you know, and he can't find a cure, and everybody approaches, you know, in the hope that they lead him up the garden path, saying they're going to cure him. For instance, like the evil Dr. Edelman in House of Frankenstein, you know, he promised he'd cure him, but he sort of like he paid more attention to the Frankenstein. But I don't want to go on too much. As I say, I don't want to go on too much about that movie in case you haven't seen it. But yeah, the Wolfman, one of the greatest ever monsters, you know, ever created, played by the late great Lon Chaney Jr. There he is, guys, the man himself. Yeah, fantastic actor, you know. Yeah, very sort of like, you know, he had the good facial expressions and that, you know, he was right on the money in every role when he played, especially Larry Talbot, you know. Yeah, fantastic actor, Lon Chaney Jr. There you go, guys, Phantom of the Opera. Claude Rains played the Invisible Man, and he also played Lon Chaney Jr.'s father, you know, Larry Talbot, you know, in the Wolfman, Sir John Talbot. Yeah, he was on the money in that role as well. Creature from the Black Lagoon, it was a great movie. There you go, guys. Yeah, so that's the booklet anyway, guys, the Universal Monsters collection, and that, you know, if you're a Universal Monster fan, I'd highly recommend you get this box set. You know, I mean, I've had it now a couple of years, and that, you know, I wouldn't part with it, and that, it's just the best set you can get on Universal Monsters, it really is. And all those juicy extras and special features and that, you know. I mean, you've even got the Spanish version of the 1931 Dracula, the Bela Lugosi movie on here, which I've never seen in its entirety, and that, you know. And then you've got all the other features and that, you know, and little biographies, documentaries about the stars, Lon Chaney Jr., Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi. Oh yeah, Bela Lugosi, I should mention him as well when he played Dracula. A lot of people thought he played Dracula in a string of movies. No, he did not. He only played him in the 1931 Dracula, the very first Dracula, and he reprised the role in the Abbott and Costello 1948 movie, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. But having said that, he did play vampiric characters very, very similar to Count Dracula, and he also played Dracula on the stage, you know, quite a few times. I've got a big book about, but the best book you can get about Bela Lugosi. It's got every single thing what he'd done in his life, every single aspect of his work, and that. I hope to do a review of that very soon. But yeah, getting back to this, guys, you know, this is the best Universal Blu-ray box set you can possibly get, aside from, of course, the big Tiger Tank one and that, you know. But then again, I was tempted to buy that, but the only thing about that is they tend to repeat a lot of the movies. The Legacy collection, they tend to repeat a lot of the movies on the discs and that, yeah. But I won't go on too much about that anyway for now, but just suffice to say, like this, if you're starting off collecting Universal Blu-rays, you've got to get this to start with. This is the best one. Picture quality's absolutely pristine. It really is, guys, you know, make no bones about it and that, you know. It's fantastic, and it's really great to see all my favourites Universal movies all cleaned up and that, you know, and presented in the best picture quality possible. Yeah, absolutely love this set, guys. It's the best one. It really is in regard to collecting Universal monsters. I've still got the old DVD box set of the first Universal monster movies. I'll keep that like in that, you know, because like that's sort of like, that's got a special place in my heart as well. And I thought this, when I saw this come out, guys, I just had to have this. You know, I mean, you know, if you're talking about Universal monsters, this is the set to get. You know, if you love Universal monsters as much as I do, get this box set. I think you might be able to get it quite cheaply now online, and that, you know, it's been out quite a few years, and that, you know, absolutely love it, and that, you know, the presentation, all the special features, the little booklets and that, and of course the movies themselves. Yeah, these were the movies, guys, that got me into horror. These were the ones, yeah. Well, I've got vivid memories of watching them on the old black and white telly, you know, when I was young, and that, yeah. And then of course, like, you know, when I got older and that, when they used to repeat them on a Saturday night and that, they'd show one of these, then they'd show a colour one and that, you know. Oh, the memories, guys, yeah. Okay, but anyway, as I say, if you love Universal monsters, guys, you've got to get this box set. You know, this is an absolute treasure trove of the Universal monster history, and that, you know, it really is. Yeah. Okay, guys, do you like Universal monsters? Leave your comments down below. Yeah, love to hear from you. You know, what you thought of them. Who was your favourite Universal monster? Very, very hard decision to make, because they were all good and that, you know. But if I was pushed for a preference, I would have to say Karloff as Frankenstein. You know, that's if I was really pushed. Karloff would be first as the Frankenstein monster. Lon Chaney Jr. would be second as the Wolfman. And third would be Bela Lugosi's as Dracula. Yeah. But anyway, that rounds this video up for now, guys. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe, comment, share, and yeah, and all going well, I shall see you all in the next video. Stay safe, guys.